Hi guys, so it's X Crazy Nails, and today is going to be another nail tips video. Now this tip video is going to be about what materials you need to start off with acrylics. So if you're new to acrylics, or if you're not too sure how to start or where to begin, hopefully this video will help you. I divided it into 6 different groups, all the way from when you prep your nails all the way until whenever you're done buffing your nails. And I'm just going to show you all the materials that you're going to need. I'm not going to show you, that might be another video, but just for today I'm going to show you and tell you what everything costs so you can get an idea of all the things that you need. And again, hopefully this helps those people out there who are barely getting started in acrylics or haven't decided yet and want to. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need for the first group, which is prepping your nails and cutting your cuticles or pushing back your cuticles, you're going to need some type of cuticle remover. This is optional. I like to use this because it really takes off all the cuticles. You can get this for around $3 to $4 at Walmart. You can find this online as well. You're going to need some cuticle oil. This is for the end of whenever you're done with your nails, to hydrate the nails. I do recommend this, and I do feel like you need this. So you can get cuticle oil for $3, maybe for a big bottle. You can get some at the dollar store for $1. And then you're going to need, this is optional as well, a cuticle cutter, or a cuticle pusher. I don't recommend using the wooden one because these kind of are like a one-time thing for me. I do like the metal cuticle pusher, and you're going to need to push back all the cuticles because, again, any nail that is on your nail, any skin that is on your nail will not stick to acrylic, because acrylic does not stick to skin. So cuticle pusher, you can get this for $1.88 depending on where you get it. You can find it online. This right here, 89 cents at the dollar store. You can get about 99 cents for a pack. So those are the things you're going to need whenever you are prepping your nails and getting rid of all of that skin. Okay, so now all the stuff you're going to need whenever you're applying your false nail. Now you're going to need some type of tips. Now you can use those little stickers that they're called nail guides, and you kind of see them whenever people are not using a false nail. But if you are starting acrylics, I do recommend and do suggest that you use false tips. You can get false tips online at nail supply stores, Sally's Beauty Supply. They range from around $2.50 to like $15, $20 depending on what you get. But this was just $8.50 at a nail supply store. There are 550 tips in here, and they are just the natural color. So you're going to need some false tips. You're also going to need some nail glue. You can get this for like $1 to $4 depending on what type of nail glue. I got mine at Walmart for $1 for 2-pack. For 2 inside of 1 you get for like $1. And then you're going to need some clippers, or what I suggest is using these nail cutters, because you need to cut the false nail. But if you don't have this, which this costs around $3 to $4 at Sally's, you can get it for around $15 online. You can get it for around $4 as well. And clippers, of course, you can get this for like 99 cents. They sell this anywhere, but you can use this if you don't have this. But I do recommend that you get this because it saves so much time. So those are the things you're going to need whenever you are applying the false nail. Okay, so what you're going to apply with the acrylic, you're going to need your brushes. Now, there's some brushes that are really popular online. They look like this. They have that little spiral, and they look, they're really pretty, and it comes with like a 5-pack or 6-pack, and these are like $4, and you get like I said, 5 or 4 brushes for just $4, and they look like this. And if you're beginning at acrylics, I do recommend this because these are not hard to work with. But once you get a little advanced, I do I do recommend upgrading to a very more expensive brush, because whenever it comes to brushes, the more it costs, the better it works. I feel like it's like that with anything. But if you are starting off, just search online for acrylic brushes and you will see these. Trust me, these are very popular. But you're going to need some type of acrylic brush. Please do not use just a paintbrush. You can't just use a regular paintbrush. It needs to be made for acrylic. So you're going to need that. And then you're also going to need a dapping dish. Now you don't need this. It's just a little dish to hold your acrylic and your monomer or your acrylic liquid or your powder right here. But I do suggest that you get this because it really does help. You don't want, it looks more professional and it comes in handy because all you have to do is close it. And it's good if you get anything that can be sealed or anything like that, because whatever you don't use and you may need it for later, you can just close the top. So you're going to need a dapping dish for all of your liquids and maybe your powder. And then you're going to need your brushes. This is really cheap, maybe like 80 something cents at Sally's, like $1, using your Sally's card. So that's what you're going to need. Okay, so now for the actual acrylic powder and the acrylic liquid. Now, you can get some powder off of maytheps.com. That's Maytheps, maytheps.com. And you can get a really big, small, well, it's like a little tub full of acrylic powder for like, I think it's $11 when it's on sale. Sometimes it's a little bit cheaper. But you're going to need some clear acrylic powder at Sally's. They sell it for around $13. So, yeah, so it's really, really cheap. If you buy it online, I do recommend buying it online rather than buying it at Sally's Beauty Supply. But you're going to need some clear acrylic powder. Now, I'm not going to recommend any brands because I still haven't found the right brand that I like, so I'm not too sure. I just ordered the one that's off of Maytheps, and that's what I've been using. I haven't been able to experiment with powders. And you're also, well, this is optional as well, getting a color or making your own. Again, that will be a separate video on how to make your own glitter mix and things like that. But this is optional, getting color powder. But if you're going to start, I do suggest that you get some color powder. And then you're also going to need some acrylic liquid. It's the liquid that turns this into a liquid form. This powder right here. Again, I will do a separate video on all of this. But you're going to need this. This I got from Sally's. I believe it's a ripoff. It was $13 for a little small bottle like this. But I was in need of it, and I needed it in a hurry, and so that's what I got. You can get this off of line. Again, these are probably going to be the most expensive things you buy are the powder and the a liquid, which this is a liquid that I bought off of Maytheps as well. They sell it for pretty cheap, but I've noticed it doesn't work as good as the ASP one from Sally's. Again, the more expensive it is, kind of the better it works, depending on, you know, where you buy it from and things like that. But Sally's Beauty Supply, you know, they pretty much have some legit stuff there. It's just pretty expensive. And then you're also, which is a must, you're going to need acrylic primer. Now they have different hydrators that you can use. That's optional as well, but like again, I'm just showing you the basic stuff if you're barely starting to do nails. Now, a primer acts as a base coat for acrylics. It helps for it to bind with the nail bed. You only need to put this where your cuticle line is at, and don't put too much. People think that the more you put, the better it's going to stick on your nail. The acrylic is going to stick on your nail. No, that is not true. All you need is about a drop on each nail. If you put too much, your nail will fall off, or you will get lifting around your nail bed. So get some acrylic primer. This is a must. So yeah, so those are all the things you need. Again, you can get this for like $7, $8, $10, depending on what brand. Again, all this stuff right here is going to be the most expensive stuff that you spend your money on. So that's what you're going to need. Okay, so the second to last thing you're going to need is to shape your nails. Now, you're going to need different sizes of files. Now, I'm not going to recommend a file because, again, it depends on what you feel comfortable with. But what I don't suggest that you use are these little small files that you fit inside of your purse. I do not use these whenever you're doing acrylics because they do not file as much. This is for natural nails, not false acrylic hard nails. This is just for your natural nails, so do not use this. But I do suggest that you use professional style files that have a very coarse side and then on the other side have a very smooth side. So you're going to need different types of files. Get about, I would say about 4 or 5 of them to get comfortable, whichever one you like. I prefer these little square ones right here. I absolutely love them, and I love the curved one, which are pretty good. So you're going to need files. These you can get them from $1 to $5 depending on where you get them. Again, just don't use these little small natural nail files. Okay, so the last thing you're going to need are your buffers to buff out your nails. So here is just a regular buffer. I got this at Sally's for like 99 cents. And then I like to use a 4-way buffer where it usually says step 1, step 2. Those really help out. If you do not have the right buffers for it, just get one buffer, and it comes with different sizes. And these are very cheap. You can get this for like 99 cents at the dollar store. Anyone really works. I use all types, and so you're going to need some kind of buffers. You're also going to need a good top coat. My favorite top coat is Out the Door, but I will do a separate video on this right here because I absolutely love this top coat. A lot of people like to use that Seche Vite or Seche Vite or Seche Vite, whatever you want to call it. I really don't care how you call it, but I like to use Out the Door only because I know Seche Vite gives you a very glass finish look, but when it's done or whenever it's empty, it kind of gets a little thick. But again, I'm going to do a separate video on the comparison and things like that. But you're going to need a good top coat, or you can use a UV top coat, but you're going to need a UV lamp. So these lamps are pretty expensive. You can get a cheap one for like $12, but I do not recommend getting a cheap one. They run for about $50, $60 to $100 and something. This one came in a little kit that I had, but I don't use it. I don't like to use the UV top coat. But again, if you want that, you can go ahead and use it. And then this is the last thing that is optional. A nail drill. I got this nail drill off of eBay. Get it for around $15. But it saves a lot of time. You can use nothing but files. But again, files are for shaping your nail. The nail drill is to smooth out any imperfections that you did on your nail whenever you put your acrylic. But if you're just starting, I say stick with the file because you will learn your lesson whenever you are filing your nails and you're there for hours on end filing your nail, and then you get tired. So you'll learn your lesson because that's the way I did mine. I used this first because I thought, oh, I don't need this. I can just file it. No, you'll be huffing and puffing by the time you're done with your nails. So I do suggest that you get a nail file. But again, if you just start off with this so you can get the feel of how acrylics, how to file acrylics. So those are all the things. That's the last thing you're going to need. Okay, so that's everything, you guys. It's quite a bit of stuff, and do expect to spend a little bit of money if you're going to start. Now you're probably saying those little kits, the ones that are like the I think it's called the Sally or something kit. It's around like $15. You can use that, but if you're trying to get like into it really, or you're trying to buy from scratch, this is just an idea, give you an idea of all the materials that you need. So I really hope that this helped you guys with buying all the materials and gave you just a little idea on what you need, how much everything was. I did cover how much everything was and the price and what's cheap and what's not cheap and things like that. So again, hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you have any nail tip suggestions, or people already have, so I'm working on those right now. But this is one that I really wanted to get in. So again, hopefully this helped you guys, and until next time, bye you guys. If you have any questions, please comment down below and I will respond as soon as I can. So bye you guys.